I'm Samantha Peszek, and welcome back to Bruin Banter. As you can see, we're in a new setting because postseason means business, and business means the boardroom. So, of course, I'm going to have Miss Val for our first show in the boardroom.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is. I love it.
It's supposed to resemble old UCLA, like 1940s UCLA. So if the cameraman can get a shot of the ceiling, that would be fantastic.
And it's also part of our new den.
Yeah, this is where we study. This is where we have our team meetings. This is, it's part of our new suite, and I'm just thrilled with how it came out.
Yeah, and it's pretty symbolic. This is where all the magic happens, all the big decisions for the postseason, right?
This is where we watch film. This is where we get on the grease board. This is where we figure out how we're going to come up with a few more tents. This is where it's business, and that's the setting that I wanted to set with this room when I was thinking about it, designing it. That it's not chill, relax. It's a boardroom. It's business.
All right.
Well, it's the war room, Sammy.
The war room?
The war room.
Okay, so let's talk about business.
Let's talk about
in
business.
The war room.
In the war room.
The last meet, senior meet.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about your thoughts, how the meet went?
How much fun was that?
It was a lot of fun.
It was one of the most memorable meets I've ever had. And part of it is because our crowd base, our fan base now is even. It's like we average over 5,000 people now instead of having it dip up and down so much. And so that's been really fun.
It's always fun for the competitors too when we have a big crowd, and it's easier to perform when there's so many people there and to get everyone involved. So it's really cool to see the crowds consistent this year.
And we were right in the middle of finals. So how impressive was it for you to have that big of a student section? It was packed.
Yeah, we've been talking up the meet a lot. It's the senior meet, the last one, and I think some of the students that have gone to all of our meets were just really excited and have followed us through and supported us through a whole season. It was really cool to see them there, even though it was finals week.
And then there were a few of them up in the stands that were in some of our leotards.
Yes.
I understand that was Olivia's roommate.
Yes.
And then where we were standing, I could look at the student section when we were on floor, and quite a few of the student section now have the choreography down, and they're doing the moonwalk with Sadiqa, and they're fighting the aliens with Sid.
Yeah.
It was cracking me up. It's just a fun event, and I attribute the fan base being so solid is the fact that people want to have fun when they spend their money, right? You go to be entertained, and I think you guys are really fun.
Well, thank you. Noosh and I were talking, and we're actually sad that this past weekend was our last home meet because we've been having so much fun. It's always exciting competing at home, but I guess postseason will have to do for now.
Postseason we'll have just as much fun.
Okay.
We have a whole army of people going up to Cal for Pac-12s.
I just want to make sure.
There's an army.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about Danush's 10 on beam.
Finally.
Beautiful. I know. It was really exciting. No one else does her dismount in the world.
You know why I was excited, not just for her, but for gymnastics? Because, as you know, in college, it's easy to water down and just hit a routine. And there's not incentive to try new stuff, harder stuff. And so I was talking with some of the meet referees throughout the season just about, it's hard to do that skill. Are they gonna? Everybody kept taking the pause deduction, the judges, before she gets into it. I said it's an E skill.
Right.
She should get 1 or 2 more seconds before she goes into it. And I was worried that we were going to have to go back to back handspring layout full, which still starts her from a 10, and take that side aerial out, which I didn't want to do because I think it's important for the sport to keep innovating and the crowd shows up partly just to see that.
Yeah, it was fun.
I don't know why you've not gotten a 10 on beam.
I don't know. I guess I haven't been perfect enough yet.
The steam is coming out a bit. You can see it, but
no, I mean,
I think there have been a few times that just I don't know where they got deductions.
Well, thank you. But I had a fun meet. A lot of people don't know that this past weekend my floor team was the very first time I've competed floor in Poly Pavilion ever in my career.
I didn't know that until Monday. I think I would have lost it.
Yeah.
If I had known that. I knew
told
it was
Chris,
the first time this year, but I didn't know you've never competed floor in poly.
Never.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I told Chris during warm-ups, and he's, why do you do that? Why are you just setting the weights on your shoulders and putting all this pressure on yourself? I'm like, no, I think it's exciting. He's like, you're crazy.
You like pressure.
Yeah,
you
I like
create it. If there's not enough there, you will create more pressure.
exactly. So that's why it was a lot of fun for me. I had a lot of firsts as well. But looking forward to Pac-12s this weekend. You already said we're going to have a big fan base there.
Yeah.
Are we going to have any changes to the lineups or any routines this weekend?
Don't anticipate changes in the lineups, although I'd love to get Sofina back in on floor. I think that she's, when we're really looking at where can we get every little half a tenth, I think that if she goes out and hits, she can score really well.
I think so too.
We're kind of running out of time to be able to test these things. Really exciting. Yesterday in the gym, Jenny Pinches did 1.5 through to 2.5 on floor for her first pass. It's the first time she's done that since the Olympics.
She is incredible, by the way. Before the show, we were just talking about how she all of a sudden comes up with these big skills. She tries them, lands them perfectly. So it's really exciting to always see what's next with her.
I know. She's so much fun. She just loves it. She loves gymnastics. So if she's in, we may put her up last on floor because, if everybody hits, then we'll have her do that opening pass and see what she scores with that. So I think floor will be the only area. Oh, and then I think Alette will be coming back in on beam. She's been doing very well.
Okay. Cool. I didn't even know these things. That's what's really exciting about this
great.
conversation.
Yeah, good.
Thank
what
you
else
for
would you like to
enlightening
know?
me. Huh.
You're
I
doing
don't
a
know.
triple double, and Olivia's going to do 1.5.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
maybe in a few years.
Okay. So you're coming back for a few years now?
Jokes. That's still undecided. But it was really nice that I would felt a very warm welcome if I do come back next year.
Great. I believe the whole student section started chanting one more year.
Yeah, but I think that was peer pressure from you.
I had nothing to do with that. I had nothing to do with that, did I? Nothing. I had nothing to do with that. But I liked it, and then I kept going, and I got all of Polly doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did not start that.
It was nice. It was
That's all
nice.
you, Sammy.
But the one day at a time is what I'm sticking to for now.
Okay.
Just want to stick with this team.
Right. This is your senior class. This is your senior year.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you've had a lot of issues with just nagging. Your wrist has been horrible, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
Trying to do things that you know you can do well. And so I get that part, if the body holds up and all that. I do think it's important that people know that you love the sport and you love this, and if things do hold up well, you do want to continue for one more year.
Yeah, I think I did say in an article that, the mental part, the psychological part of gymnastics is definitely there. Obviously, my mental game, I love performing, I love competing and being part of this team. So if all else is going well, then of course I'll be back for next year.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for you also to lead, being the sole super senior, and all the work that you've done outside of the team with the periphery people on campus that have helped you become a leader, for your next endeavor. I think you can bring all that knowledge in and use it like as an internship almost. Being that's, like I said, the sole super senior and really putting your stamp and your legacy. Am I doing a good job?
Yeah, so we're still talking about this. This is still
we're moving on.
discussion.
Let's take it one day at a time. Okay, Pac-12s. We're in championship
Pac-12s.
season.
We're in championship season.
I just read on my coffee cup, want to, can do, will do. Someone gave me this cup. It says Miss Bell on the front. Isn't that cute?
It's pretty cool.
I know, we're going to do that.
So
Want to,
what
can
else?
do,
What
will
else do you want to tell everyone about this team? About this weekend?
Okay, well, about the team is that I've said this before. I think this team is really fun. I'm having a really fun time. Is that weird?
No, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun too, and I feel like we say that every year, but this year just seems it's a different kind of fun. It's very authentic, and it's easy. It's easy with this team to have fun.
I enjoy it when our athletes perform, and being able to help you guys really learn to perform and engage the crowd. That's the fun that I'm talking about, and as you said, that's authentic. When Sid Sawa, she's pretty quiet person. If you don't get to know her well, you don't know her well. But when she sticks a routine and she just starts, or she'll stay there forever and salute the judges without moving her feet. And then it's authentic, as you said.
Yeah.
And it's, Danisha is fun. That girl loves to perform.
Yeah.
Olivia is loving every moment of her senior year. So I'm having fun. I'm just having a lot. And when you have fun and you go out and you've got great athletes, you can't help. It's a great.
We're starting on bars at Pac-12s, so I think everyone's really excited about that. We would prefer to start on bars, and I think it's going to be a good weekend. What do you think?
I would love to. I don't. Where we start doesn't really matter. My least favorite rotation is starting on floor. I actually like starting on beam.
Well, it did well for us when we were in Michigan.
Yeah, I just think that we are a really good beam team, and hats off to Hallie Mosette as a freshman starting us off. She's just like ice. She's got it, and I know you guys all have trust and faith in her.
Yeah, she's got the calm down.
She's got the calm, right?
The queen calm.
I think it'll be interesting to see with Pac-12s. The top 4 teams are competing in the afternoon, and to see. I think if Arizona comes out and kills it in the second session, or Cal, there may be an upset there. You'd like to think that scores stay, but I think in our sport, we all know we're a subjective sport and they have a tendency to rise. I know that's a big topic out there now with what's going on with our conference and the top 4 teams going in the afternoon.
Right.
But we'll see how that plays out.
Well, I think the only thing that we can do is to make sure we're so good that they can't deny us the scores.
Deal. Want to, can do, will do.
Seems like a good motto.
Bam.
All right, thank you everyone for joining us again in the boardroom, and tune in this weekend for Pac-12s.